So, is there any other question?
I would have a question. You mentioned that in Bombay there would be an ashram with a school for children. That wasn't your intention. Could you?
No. You see, somebody has donated us a land free for the school. That's already there. It's been there. I want to start that school myself. And now this donation of the land is also coming up to maturity for the ashram, which is another place, which is near Tulsi Lake, where he has given us an acre land. Now the school land is about 6-7 acres, and for which we can start a school there, a regular school, where the children can be educated, and we can have a hostel for them and a proper school. Now that is one. Then thirdly, there's one offering of a land by President of India. So that's another third ashram we have got. Now 3 ashrams are there. Now we have sufficient money to begin work in Bombay as it is. And you people have also donated very generously, whatever money is there, all that money we can use for building up the school as well as the ashram. But we need little more money, which will be coming further on. Now the foreign exchange that you gave me in francs and all that, the 500 francs, I must tell you what happened with that, is that we have used it in francs in a particular place, because they said if you convert it to pounds and then into Indian money, you'll be losing a lot. But it will be converted into Indian money by the way that it can be used here as pounds, and we can get them into rupees in India. So, I mean, whatever is expense that you have to do in pounds, that can be adjusted. But there's no hanky-panky about it, nothing illegal, nothing wrong. So this is what it is. So most of the money that you have given for the ashram is there, plus I'm expecting some more money from the people of Australia are going to give some money. This money should be sufficient according to my judgment for both the places. But in case we need money for a bigger, I mean we'll have a master plan, and if we need more money we'll see. But school is very easy. I'm going to work it out with the education minister to have a school for children coming from foreign countries. For example, Indians in England want to have a school also. Now there's another plot of land somebody is willing to donate me for starting a school in England for Indian children, because to teach them Indian life and Indian culture and Indian style and Indian themes and Indian philosophy, ultimately Sahaja. But just now, my hands are so full. They trust me, they've given me the land and all that. And they said, we will collect some money. Actually, today they had invited me for dinner, but I have told this our ambassador to go and see the gentleman. Tomorrow, maybe I will talk to him about this scheme. So we might have another school in London. But for Sahajogis, the best thing will be the school that we are going to have in India at a certain stage. Many young children will not have, but little grown up, so that they can be looked after and could be trained in a proper style of Sahaja. So that is it. So both the things I want to do, but in the ashram I will not have the school.
The question, if I may ask, is do you foresee a long summer course for these children, or do you foresee a full 1-year course? In the sense that if we Westerners send our children away, and it's a full year course, that means for the whole year...
It will be all run on the international line. There won't be anything that if you want to take them out from there, also it will be easy for you to do. But by that time, all the lifestyle will change, everything will change.
I was trying to have some...
mental.
He won't join foreign service like you.
Well, no, I don't wish this to him.
A diplomat. त्याच्या मुलाचं नाव मी मच्छिंदर नाथ ठेवलेलं आहे. मच्छिंदर नाथ. आज एकाचं नाव ज्ञानेश्वर ठेवलं. Where is Jnaneshwara? It's gone outside. Poor things are expelled. हे हा स्वित्झर्लंडचा त्यानेच पुस्तक लिहिलेलं आहे. ते आम्ही तुम्हाला देणार होतो बक्षीस. पुस्तक घ्यायचं लिहिलेलं आहे काय, आणि 2 पुस्तकं आहे. पण त्याचे काय आहे की कॉपीज अजून आलेल्या नाही, ते आम्ही आपल्याला देऊ. बहुतेक सगळ्या एक्झॉस्ट झालेल्या आहे. पण आता तुम्ही पार होऊन घ्या आणि सहयोगात जमा. यू बिकम द गुरु. यदि मास्टरी करून घ्यायची देन एनी आर्ट इज द इझिएस्ट थिंग टू डू. कारण स्वतः साक्षात जेव्हा सरस्वतीच अंगातनं वाहू लागल्यावरती व्हॉट इज सो डिफिकल्ट. नेव्हर गेट टायर्ड, नथिंग न्यू आयडियाज कमिंग इन, एव्हरीथिंग बिकम्स डिफरंट. लाईफ बिकम्स डायनॅमिक बिकॉज डायनॅमिझम स्टार्ट होईल. तेव्हा सहयोगात बसायला पाहिजे सगळं. आता एक ह्यांचं असं प्रपोजल होतं की आता आमच्या ही जागा तुम्ही बघा जाऊ चारीकडे. याच्यातली हा हॉलसुद्धा म्हणजे फार मोठा नाही पण सर्वसाधारण ठीक आहे. त्यांचं म्हणणं असं होतं की तुम्ही आठवड्यातनं कोणत्याही दिवशी विशेषतः सॅटर्डेला जर तुम्ही सकाळी इथे क्लास घ्यायचा म्हटला तर हे तयार आहे. इथे ॲडव्हर्टाईज करून इतर मुलांना घेऊन येतील आणि तुम्ही क्लास करा. पण आमची सहयोगाची जर मुलं असतील तर त्यांना थोडं कन्सेशनवर आणि बाकीच्यांना तुम्ही शिकवा आणि ही सकाळच्या वेळा तुम्हाला अवेलेबल आम्ही करू. इंडियन डान्सिंगचं मुलं आणि मुली त्यांना इथे सुरू करता येईल आपल्याला. असा यांचा एक प्रपोजल आपल्यासाठी विशेष.
शनिवारचा दिवस थोडंसं
मग तरी मग कोणत्या दिवशी सकाळी म्हणजे मुलं नसतात.
शनिवारी कार्यक्रम असतो.
बरं संध्याकाळी सकाळचं म्हणते कधी करणार. कारण मुलांना शाळेतनं सुट्टी असायला पाहिजे तुमचं करायला सुद्धा. आणि त्याचं जी काय फीज असेल वगैरे ते सगळं तुम्हाला म्हणजे आमचं त्याच्यात काही नाही.
पण शनिवारचं काय असतं संध्याकाळी.
तुम्ही जेव्हा म्हणाल तेव्हा तुम्ही स्वतः विचार करून मला दिवस कळवा. पण असं आहे की मुलं त्यावेळेला भेटायला पाहिजेत. संध्याकाळच्या वेळेला मुलं मिळतील पण किंवा सकाळी शनिवार रविवार म्हणून मी शनिवार म्हटलं तर कधी म्हणा तुम्ही. फक्त आमच्या सोमवारी आणि गुरुवारी 2 प्रोग्राम्स होतात. कधी तुम्ही केलं तरी चालेल. कारण असं आहे की हे सगळे जातात प्रोग्रामला. बाकी तुम्हाला हा चांगला हॉल आहे. माझी अशी इच्छा आहे की आपलं इंडियन आर्ट या देशामध्ये यायला पाहिजे, लोकांना समजलं पाहिजे. दुसरं काही त्याच्यात हेतू नाही. त्याचं जे काय असेल ते तुम्ही चालवा. तो क्लास तुम्हीच त्याचे पैसे करायचं. तुम्हाला काही भाडं द्यावं लागणार नाही, काही नाही सगळं. फक्त तिथून इथे यायचं आणि आपला क्लास इथे सुद्धा आम्ही तुम्हाला ॲडव्हर्टायझिंग करून देऊ इथे जेवढं करता येईल आम्हाला तेवढं. आणि तुम्ही थोडं बहुत जे काय तुम्हाला बोलायचं असेल ते पुष्कळ इंडियन्स राहतात बालांमध्ये. पण पर्यायाने त्यांना मग सहयोग यायला पाहिजे. नंतर येईलच कारण इथे येतील ॲटमॉस्फिअरला. तर त्याच्यात आमचा काही हेतू नाही आहे. फक्त आपल्या कलेला वाढ द्यायची. बरं ही एक गोष्ट. देन वी वॉन्टेड टू टॉक टू पीपल फ्रॉम से France or wherever they want to arrange program and all that. So I would say that all such people who would like to arrange program this year or next year anywhere should contact him and take his address, write to him and find out from him this year or next year. And I would gradually give him idea as to how to prepare on the lines of Kundalini and all that, so that you can arrange his program and he can be paid for his program and all that. But you see, by that doing so, that you give them the essence, really the essence of our art, and the whole idea about how the Shavataras have come and what is the thing. म्हणजे त्याचं तत्व समजून घेतलं पाहिजे, so that you see we can spread.
Mataji suggère que nous contactions Monsieur pour organiser dans le futur des programmes de danse. Mataji dit qu'elle lui indiquera comment exprimer à travers son art et sa technique l'essence d'une chorégraphie religieuse selon les lignes de Sahaja Yoga.
फक्त एवढंच असतं की सहयोगाने जेव्हा प्रोग्राम होईल तेव्हा थोडंसं थीमवरती आम्ही आपल्याला
ह्या 12 ऑगस्टला मी हॉलंडला चाललो. तुझं हॉलंडच्या जवळ कोणती जागा असेल त्यांना सहज पडेल.
आता 12 ऑगस्टला आय डोंट नो इफ दे कॅन अरेंज सो अर्ली ऑर नॉट, बट ही इज गोइंग टू हॉलंड ऑन द 12th of August. ते सगळं काय आपण हे आम्ही पत्र लिहायसाठी आपण बोलून घ्या त्याच्याशी. Now another thing is in England itself, like Birmingham and all these places, to spread Sahaja Yoga, one of the ways is to present it in a dance drama. I say is a good idea to present the Kundalini, the whole Avatara, the whole how God has created the universe and all these things. If you put it through some such media, it's more entertaining and it goes into the mind much more easily through emotional, we should say, upheaval in a personality. So that could be done also. And also I have asked some poets who are very good singers who said that they would like to do it. But only problem with them is that the language, you see, with the Western people, they can understand dance, they can understand, say, drama to some extent. But other things, because this is a audio visual, other things are not such successful things. So we'll try that, but first let us try with the dance, and I'll work out themes with them, even in Australia or anywhere, Birmingham, anywhere. Even Indians would like to come to such a place. So we can work it out, and that's the way we are going to sort of propagate about Sahaja. All right?
The evolution of Kundalini.
Evolution of Kundalini, I am going to tell him. I'll sit down with him, I'll explain to him, talk to him, tell him all about it, the relationship of the incarnations, how the incarnations have gone in. It's a new theme altogether, Navina's dimension, I think. I will talk to him and tell him all about it. One day we'll sit down and then we'll sort it out. If not this year, next year. Whatever it is, he'll prepare it. It's not difficult for him to maneuver it. It's very simple. See, maneuvering is not difficult for him at all. It's a manipulation of the theme. But theme has to be given to him, that's all. That I'll manage, but you find out, like in Cambridge or anywhere.
Mataji dit que elle lui donnera le thème sur lequel il pourra baser son expression. Pour lui, ça ne va pas être un problème, ça sera facile. Mais ce qu'il faudrait qu'on fasse, c'est de voir comment éventuellement on pourrait organiser une tournée en Europe l'année prochaine, par exemple.
आणि त्याशिवाय तुम्ही जर कोणत्या समजा गावाला गेलात, पॅरिसला गेलात, कुठे गेलात, तर तिथले इतर ऑर्गनायझेशन्स आहेत, त्यांनी तुम्हाला बोलवत तर तुम्ही त्या एक प्रोग्राम ह्यांना द्या फक्त. बाकी तुम्हाला कुणी बोलवतील तर तिथे आपण जायचं, म्हणजे कसं ते प्रोपोगेट होत जाणार आपलं सुद्धा. ठीक आहे ना?
म्हणूनच मी ते सांगितलं हॉलंडला ते जातं.
He is going to Holland on the 12th of August. And he could go easily to Paris or someplace close by.
We could be available that weekend because 12th is Janmashtami, Thursday, and Saturday before that is around 9th or 8th. Between 9th and 11th we can do that.
See now,
weekend.
Paris people can think about it. If it is possible, you take his address, upon address in there, and his phone number. All right? That's one of the media which will really be very good to communicate.
Yes, mother.
And also you should discuss how much we are going to organize, how much we are going to pay, whatever it is, that is between you and him. I have nothing to do.
Il faut que ce soit fait sur une base commerciale. C'est-à-dire que Mataji n'entre pas dans ces détails-là, il faudra discuter avec lui quel est son cachet, et il faut organiser de telle manière qu'il y ait un public suffisant qui puisse venir.
Be wonderful to celebrate.
More than anything, I will do that for Mother's blessing. As you are talking about the finance, but I said more than that, I am looking for Mother's blessing.
And our reaction shows it, but this still belongs to the rules of the game, that it should be all absolutely settled and just and all right.
Nobody is to be exploited in Sahaja. आमच्याकडे कोणाला exploit नाही.
You should absolutely get your own.
So no exploitation is to be done, nothing of the kind, because you see, nobody needs money. Nobody needs. This is a place the government has given us free in a way. आमच्याकडे सगळं मुफतखोरी, आम्ही काम करतो आणि आमचं सगळं मुफतासारखंच होऊन राहिलं. So you see, that is, but nobody should suffer on account of Sahaja. That's one of the principles. So many principles there are, and one of them was not to do anything illegal, and some people put the posters. It's nice they have paid the fines.
But once that his production is up to what he desires to be, and that he expresses something on Kundalini, it could be taken on video and be circulated on this basis, also with some kind of financial arrangement. That's also a possibility.
You can do it.
Because it's
Once I prepare you see the whole thing, theme, talk to him, I will tell him about Kundalini, everything. He must get his realization fully. And then I'll explain to him everything. म्हणजे तो लेवलच तुमचं वेगळं होणार मग. Alright? It's a beautiful combination. He's from Maharashtra and she's from Bengal. See, beautiful. Both countries are, both provinces very much gifted with art, you see. But Bengal is another art, and what art he's performing is from UP. Can you imagine? It's a very good combination.
We're very fortunate to have met them, Mother.
It's all Sahaja.
My fortune.
We suddenly discovered him. I don't know how, still I don't remember how we discovered him suddenly. काय झालं कसं झालं आम्ही आलो माहित नाही. सहयोग झाला. काही समजलंच नाही. I just don't remember what happened really, how we went there.
You rang Gavin,
So how did he ring? तुम्हाला कसा पत्ता लागला?
Somebody telephoned me and said the Holy Mother would like to come, and I was so excited. I felt something, and I immediately got. I said yes, I will do anything. So you must come, and then I telephoned the organizers, and I spoke to them, and I told them that anything they are doing, even if I have to buy the tickets for everybody, so I would like them to come. The organizer said, "No, I shouldn't buy in that part." And that's how it came. And then we performed in Wandsworth, and we saw Mother was there, and her followers. And that's
I think Varadarajan told someone. Varadarajan is the person responsible. Perhaps. He's another very fine soul. So any other questions for my travelling and all that we'll discuss about it. Later.
Could I ask a
Yes.
It's really on behalf of my wife Patricia, but she's probably not thought of it. What is the secret of the cool breeze in the mouth? Because when Pat gets angry with people who doubt you, and she shouts at them, she gets a cool breeze in the mouth.
Good. That's the divine flowing. Yes. If they doubt, you better shout. Because these are the bhoots that doubt. Okay? If somebody is a very sensitive person, I went to buy some toys in the shop. And just like that, is it? While my husband has a big car and a chauffeur and all that, he had been there before. And that day I just went with Nick in our car. And the fellow, the salesman, suddenly, I don't know what happened to him. He asked Nick, "Who is this lady?" So why? It's a feeling. Some majesty is walking into it. I mean, in his shop must be getting also His Majesty the Queen might be, Her Majesty the Queen might be walking or somebody. I said, "Really? What is he saying to you?" I said, "Mother, he wants to know about you." Very insistent. Somehow or other, he is absolutely spellbound. I said, "All right, then tell him." Even he was not impressed by anyone else so far. So it's the sensitivity of a person. And if the person is doubting all the time, then must know that there's something wrong. I've seen surgeries when they go out, they start saying things which are something I can't believe it. So the doubting comes from them, and sometimes if you shout, it will help. Maybe. Then the cool breeze starts coming. The Kundalini, it becomes Vani. Becomes the Vani is what? Language. Vani is
Vani,
Vani.
le langage. Vani, le speech.
Language, yes, speech.
Le
It
langage.
becomes speech. First it is para. You know that, para pashanti, madhyama and all that. And then it becomes the Vani. Vaikhari, when it speaks.
Donc la question c'est, est-il possible de sentir la brise fraîche sortir de la bouche? Parce que quand ma femme Patricia est fâchée contre quelqu'un qui doute de vous, elle sent cette brise fraîche. Quand je dis oui, certainement, la Kundalini à ce niveau devient un langage.
That means you are blessed by the divine. All the deities are happy with you. Sri Ganesha especially is very happy.
Quand vous enguirlandez quelqu'un qui s'oppose ou qui doute Mataji, Sri Ganesha est très content.
And that Sri Krishna is out now with his Sudarshana. That we start also with from Vishuddhi. It's great to get the cool breeze from the mouth. It's a good thing. But you are so correct in Sahaja Yoga. You have been. The way you settled down was remarkable, a great quality, isn't she?
Yes.
It's a great quality. I mean, you are an actress. You have been an actress. And for an actress to suddenly take to Sahaja Yoga like that is something remarkable. I can't imagine. Magda is another one. Both of you. It's great, remarkable, great quality.
Thank you for my wife, Mama.
David Prawl brought me. He had a horrible experience of Sahaja Yoga. ते तर एकदम उडाले 20 फूट. त्यांचे महेशोगाने मंत्र घालून ठेवलेले. वेड्यावर होणार ते. सगळ्यांना लुटून ठेवलेले. ते किती असे लोक त्यांना एपिलेप्सी झाली ती काय महेशोगाकडनं. सारे पैसे घेतले, एक मंत्र दिला, ठिंगाचा मंत्र दिला आणि 300 पाउंड घेतले प्रत्येकाकडे. इतके साधे लोक आहेत. असे सगळ्यांना मूर्खात काढून राहिले. स्वतःचे 5-5 बायका ठेवलेल्या आहेत, एरोप्लेननी जातात. त्यांना काही समजतच नाही. संत साधू कसे असतात. बिचारे आपले पैशावर कसे देतील. एक तर ड्यूकची मुलगी आहे ती रस्त्यावर आली आहे. सगळ्यांना लुटून डुबाडून खाऊन देते हिंदुस्थानातले लोक. ते भामटे आलेले आहेत भयंकर. साधे लोक आहेत त्यांना समजत. एक त्याला रोल्स रॉयस पाहिजे, त्यांनी 58 रोल्स रॉयस घेतले आहेत आणि मला म्हणे 59th पाहिजे. तो उपाशी राहून त्याच्यासाठी विचाराने घेतली. तो बालयोगी आणि रक्तबीजाचा अवतरण आहे. ते रक्तबीज साक्ष. हा तुमचा साईबाबा जो आजकाल आले, म्हणजे पूर्वीचेच पण आपले हे जे साईबाबा म्हणून आले ते महिषासुराचे अवतरण पक्का दिसतो. तुझा म्हशीसारखा बघा तुम्ही. आणि त्यांचे महाभक्त आहे श्रीमान तुमची. अहो एवढी भक्ती करतो त्याची. काय त्याच्या दयामाया आहे का माणसाला. असले गुरु ठेवून फायदा काय. Yes.
Mother, why does Sri Ganesha hold the rope and the ghost?
Otherwise, who will do the job? Especially in Scotland. When they are drunk from 12 o'clock onwards. Sri Ganesha has to use all that.
To beat them with it, Mother.
Scotland आहे आश्रम तिथे.
Mother, I have a naive question, but at first, here in French, my English is so poor. Je voulais savoir s'il n'est pas un peu dangereux et risqué. Je suis troublé de l'importance qu'ont des noms comme Durga, comme Kali, etc. J'en vois pas encore clairement le symbolisme et je me demande si c'est pas risqué de jongler avec Malakala, Bhairav, Durga.
Okay, I give you his background first. He's a journalist and he has a lot inquired in spiritual field. And his question at this stage...
From Switzerland.
From Switzerland, yes. And his question, that doesn't... his question is that he is a little bit... He cannot relate to the fact that we use so much personified deities. Durga, Bhairava...
Démons.
No, well, they are not. Durga and Bhairava are not demons, I'm sorry. But I mean, so he does not understand all the personal aspect of the deities. C'est juste.
Il n'y a pas de danger à jongler avec.
Is it not dangerous to play with all this?
No, not at all. You see, first you understand them, then you will know. But it is dangerous if you don't know their protocol, what they represent, then it will be dangerous. But in Sahaja Yoga, they know that you are ignorant. They know you are children. They forgive you. They look after you. They play some tricks, that's all.
T'as compris. Bon, alors Mataji a dit c'est dangereux pour ceux qui ne savent pas comment les approcher. Mais avec Sahaja Yoga, vous avez l'autorisation et graduellement vous saurez comment les invoquer et ils ne vous feront rien, tout au plus ils vous joueront 2 ou 3 tours.
What's it? You answered it. Now what I'm saying, that in Sahaja Yoga, as I've told you today, that they should not run into any conclusions. It's for them, if it is a hypothesis, all right, hypothesis. Come along, see for yourself, work it out, because it's a new dimension into which you are coming. As I've told, that it's not a mental projection, it's not just a conception, it's what it is. So please keep your eyes open, come inside and see for yourself everything verified. And this is a dangerous time, because once you become realized, you start doubting, and that's the time you get out. So you have to be very steady, because that's the seedling time. That's the seedling time.
Mataji dit que le moment le plus dangereux, c'est juste après la réalisation, parce que c'est une petite graine qui vient d'être plantée, et c'est à ce moment que tous les doutes assaillent. Et donc, après sa réalisation, c'est là qu'il faut vraiment être constant dans sa méditation.
Now there's a centripetal force and a centrifugal force in Sahaja Yoga.
Donc,
So by one force you are attracted and by another you are thrown away into a tangent.
dans Sahaja Yoga, il y a une force centrifuge et une force centripète. Donc, il faut faire attention parce qu'on peut être éjecté de même qu'on peut être attiré.
So by staying in it you oblige yourself, you do not oblige anybody else. It is an obligation on yourself.
En restant dans Sahaja Yoga, on ne fait une faveur à personne mais à soi-même.
Alright?
Ça, c'est...
What to do when you are in a sentimental mood?
What did you say? What to do when you have a...
What to do when you're in a romantic mood? I think that's the question.
Vanity is too young for that. You see, romantic mood is also not a bad thing. It's not bad at all. It's one of the moods of God Himself. There's nothing wrong. But you cannot be all the time with everyone in a romantic mood. It's only with your wife you can be. And you have no wife, so I don't know how
Il a demandé qu'est-ce qu'il faut faire quand on se sent romantique. Mataji a dit Benoît, tu es trop jeune pour cela. Il n'y a rien de faux à se sentir romantique, c'est une humeur que Dieu lui-même a. Mais on ne peut pas se sentir romantique tout le temps et avec tout le monde. Et en fait, on ne peut se sentir romantique avec sa femme. Comme tu n'en as pas encore, la question est réglée.
You see, perverted romance is not romance at all. It's not romance, perverted. Romance is with your wife, in privacy, in all sacredness.
C'est le lien du mariage qui rend cette relation sacrée. Sans quoi, cette tendance de l'attention devient perverse.
Such complications have been created out of romance these days that I am shocked. It's a psychological, they have become psychopaths with this kind of a romance that's on. I mean, amazingly, it's so funny that I just can't understand how human beings can get into such a nonsensical state.
Les êtres humains ont poussé l'absurdité de leur romance jusqu'au niveau psychopathe.
I mean, when I talk to people who have patience, I'm amazed.
Et j'ai une expérience de ce terrain, j'ai eu pas mal de patients qui venaient de ce genre de problème.
Is there any? Please? Please, what's happening about your thesis?
Just coming along with it. This year.
What else? No question. Who's there?
This is Isabel.
Yes, Isabel, what is it? Not in Italian.
She would like to know what is your dearest desire now?
Mine?
Yes.
You don't know I'm desireless.
J'ai dit, tu ne sais pas, je n'ai pas de désir.
Really, I'm desireless. I don't know what is my desire. I'm sorry.
Mother, but you are the desire of somebody, so...
Yes, I'm the desire of somebody. So ask the person.
We can ask only through you.
You see, only the whatever is purna, is complete, has no desire.
Tout ce qui est complet n'a pas de désir.
Only thing one can think of that you all become complete.
La seule chose à laquelle je puisse penser, c'est que vous deveniez tous complets.
But that cannot be a desire, that can be a blessing.
Mais ceci ne peut pas être un désir, c'est une bénédiction que je vous accorde.
If you accept the blessings, you will become.
Si vous acceptez cette bénédiction, vous deviendrez.
That's what it is. It's a question of your freedom, whether you want to accept it or not. If you don't want to accept, I cannot force.
C'est une question de votre liberté. Si vous voulez l'accepter ou pas, si vous ne voulez pas l'accepter, je ne peux pas vous l'imposer.
But to me, the greatest blessing that you should ask is that you should become complete.
Mais pour moi, d'après moi, la plus grande bénédiction que vous devriez me demander, c'est que vous deveniez complet.
When you become blissful, how can you have desires? When you become the giver, how can you have desires?
Quand vous vivez dans la béatitude, quel désir pouvez-vous avoir?
You just give, you can't take anything.
Vous donnez, vous ne pouvez pas prendre.
So what can you desire?
Que puis-je désirer?
Yes, John? What's it?
Mataji, may we have a
Did somebody? No, you.
may we have
Which
a
one?
puja for Janmashtami on the 12th?
Yes, yes, of course. Somebody is becoming a great pujari now. He did 1,000 names of Shri Ganesha today, 1,000 names of Guru. हमें आज के लिए यज्ञ 1,000 names of Shri Ganesha and 1,000 names of Guru we did. I mean, it's a tremendous thing to do.
सहजोगामध्ये कोणी एकच देवाचं असेल?
नाही सर्व देव, सगळे धर्म,
शंकर
सगळे, सगळ्यांचं आहे. त्यांचा संबंध आपापसात काय आहे, आत्म्याचा संबंध काय आहे, प्रत्येक म्हणजे मोहम्मद साहेबांना मी फार मानतो, सगळ्यांना मानतो. ते सगळं आपल्याला समजावून सांगेन काय रिलेशनशिप वगैरे आहे ते, त्यांचे ते कोण आहेत, त्यांचा जन्म काय झाला, कोण कोणाचे काय, सगळे रिलेशनशिप्स आहेत ते आपापसात. त्यांची मुलगी कोण होती, ती पूर्वजन्मी कोण होती, त्यांची मुलं कोण, ते काय झाले, कसं काय, ते सगळं त्यांचं चालू आहे सगळं. क्राइस्टने म्हटलंय दोज आर नॉट अगेन्स्ट मी आर विथ मी, पण ते कोण? क्राइस्ट. क्राइस्ट म्हणजे महाविष्णूचा अवतार आहे. ते सगळं मी सांगेन आपल्याला. So who is saying? Did you say something?
I didn't know.
You did put your hand up? No. Somebody there?
Ricardo.
Ricardo? Yeah?
Rodrigo,
This is Rodrigo. Yeah?
Rodrigo, sorry.
Yes, sorry.
Sorry.
I would like to ask you, what is the difference between the silence of the central part and the love and devotion that come from the left heart?
The difference between the silence of Sushumna and the love and devotion of the left side. What is the difference? What is the connection? Sorry.
The left heart.
The love on the left heart of the Sushumna.
In left heart, is a thing of emotions, you can say, or we can say it is the seat of the spirit. All right? And spirit is silence. If you mean left heart means spirit. Spirit is silence. It's at the axis. At the axis. What do you say to the axis in French?
L'axe.
In Lille, it was in May, last May, you said we didn't have to work on people, on new people. We should work, you said, with our attention only. But I don't know, I feel that I have to work on the people.
Robert, you are all right. You should work with your hands, with everything. It was meant for some other people. You see, some people who are not yet done, who are not all right, who are half baked, they start working, they'll have problems, they'll give me problems, you see. It's all right for you, you are perfect already, you are really great. You came out of that horrible Rajneesh and you have achieved such a thing. I must say, it's congratulations to you 10 times. You are a real seeker. You are a real seeker. No doubt. It's tremendous. So whatever I say to others is not meant for you, it's for mediocres. You can do it, whatever you like. Depends on, you see. Everybody cannot. Supposing you don't know how to cook and somebody asks you to cook, what will you make out of it? So I must have warned them. Lil is very mediocre, very mediocre. We have one person there, great. The rest is all nonsense.
But you know what?
Kathy's husband.
I invited them to Ghent, and there was a program, and they spoke, and I translated, and it was great. There were about 40 people got the realization.
Good. I'll make it one day Belgium somehow. In between, I'll find out. 1 or 2 days when I come back from Russia. All right?
Mother, not before you come to Yorkshire.
That's fine. What's it?
Not before you come to Yorkshire.
Not before you come to Yorkshire.
I really don't know how I'm placed with anything. I have to again go through that, what you have written, because it's so many times changed that you can't imagine. So we have to go through it again and sort it out. Of course, I'm coming to Yorkshire. All right, that's promised. Now, I would say that we have to sit down in my room to sort out my program. Any suggestions for program, if you have to give, you tell me. Or should I do one thing today, we sort it out and let him put it up on the notice board, and then you tell me what you want me to change.
But I think for us it's very
I mean, you have got...
We need a provisional arrangement for August for you, Mother. If you like, we could discuss it and put it up while people are still here, so that it can be...
That's what I'm saying, today we'll do it.
Yes.
Sit down and do it, all right? Vivek?
Because I'm leaving tomorrow morning early, so I'd like to be sure.
Early in the morning?
Yes.
What time?
My flight is at 10 o'clock.
Oh.
So I would like to be sure that the 25th of September...
I'm going to Vienna. Done.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Mother, can you speak to us about the signification of the story of Adam and Eve?
You are facing the Pope recently, or what's the problem about it?
I think it would interest the Italians.
I don't know the story, you tell me. You see, Bible was written from the extracts that people received from the unconscious.
La Bible a été écrite d'après les extraits que les gens ont reçus de l'inconscient.
It is not the complete books we cannot say have come through meditative effort, meditative expressions or manifestations.
Le livre entier n'est pas sorti de la méditation.
Right, for example, person like Saint Paul to be included in Bible. I mean, I don't know what is the justification, what is the authority, how could you do it? He was not a realized soul, you can see that very clear.
Par exemple, Saint Paul n'était pas réalisé. Mother, in the story of Adam and Eve, there is one point which maybe I may just mention, is that all mankind is suffering from one first sin. This first sin is that there was a tree in the garden of paradise, and this seems to be Kundalini.
All right.
So it is Anadikar Kundalini, the first sin.
Anadikar Cheshta.
Anadikar Cheshta. Okay. So le premier péché de l'humanité qui voulait être expliqué par cette histoire du péché original, c'est la conscience, c'est le savoir non autorisé du sphadistan gauche.
Also, may I make another point about the story of the Garden of Eden? Garden of Eden is Muladhara, it's like a Muladhara, innocence.
All right.
Yes? And also the other point is that you cannot eat of the tree of knowledge until you've eaten of the tree of life.
Authorized.
You are not authorized. Tree of life is the Kundalini, tree of knowledge is like the Vidya. You cannot eat of the tree of knowledge until you've eaten of the tree of life. That's why it was forbidden.
It's Anadikar. It has to write. Today is the time you can eat. What do they understand? They don't understand. It is such a symbolic thing, the whole thing is. Like I will appear before you like tongues of flames, now ask them what is it? Will they be able to? Tree of life itself they cannot explain. It is too symbolic for a Western mind.
C'est trop symbolique pour un occidental.
It's all right for Indians.
Les hindous comprennent une allégorie de ce genre-là.
They don't understand symbolism because they are too direct.
Rose.
I don't say that.
Ils ne comprennent pas le symbolisme parce qu'ils sont trop directs.
Now, for example, why do you worship a flag? It's a symbol, isn't it?
N'est-ce pas pourquoi est-ce que vous rendez les honneurs à un drapeau? C'est un symbole.
Respect a flag. Why? It's a symbol. But now the main thing that has happened in the West through this mental projection, which is another horrible attack, is that have no respect for anyone whatsoever. Have no respect.
Well, I think there is someone a bit... You are fine, okay, good. Thank you. Some people were worried about it, it's all right.
So, you see, what is the attack is, in the mental way, what you have done is attacked the very basis of respect, because respect is not a concrete gross stuff.
Ce que vous avez fait en réduisant tout au niveau mental, c'est de détruire le fondement en vous de tout sentiment de respect, parce que le respect ne peut pas être exactement apprécié ou quantifié par votre approche mentale.
And they say if you respect someone, that means you have certain weakness. It's the worst thing that can happen to human beings. I mean, if they do not know how to respect, they are not even human beings, I would say.
Si un être humain ne sait pas respecter, à mon sens, il n'est plus un être humain.
So how will they understand any symbols?
Comment comprendront-ils les symboles?
And Bible is a thing which is given to people who don't understand symbolism.
Et la Bible a été donnée à des gens qui n'en comprennent pas le symbolisme.
But still, I mean, they have raised so many churches, things out of that. I don't know what they are up to. I don't know. that a priest puts a bread in the mouth. This is the flesh of Christ, you eat. This is too much, isn't it?
They believe it, Mother.
You want to eat his flesh? Already you have crucified him, now you want to eat his flesh or what? Just think of it, it's absurd.
N'est-ce pas?
What's the matter?
I think he shakes a little bit. Should he put a hand outside?
Alright. It's alright. You come here down here. You can put your left hand outside. Left hand towards me, right hand outside. Yes. He's been to some guru or someone.
Yes, it's going.
Alright, doesn't matter. Put your left hand towards me, right hand outside. सगळे बिचारे मार खाऊन येत. सगळे बेशुद्ध काय प्रकार काय काय स्थिती यांची करून ठेवलेली. Help him a little.
You put the left hand toward mother and the right hand outside.
Just help him. Yeah.
I would say, it's not a question, it's just to say that our mother is really too simple for us.
Sorry?
I'm very simple person. I should have two horns here, is it? Everything that is normal is simple. I don't know what is to be proud of. I don't understand. I mean, what is there? Whatever I am, I am. What is there to be proud of it? You may be proud because you have achieved something. I have achieved nothing. I have achieved nothing. Whatever I am like this. So what is there to be proud of? You could be proud. All right.
Why?
Because you have achieved. You were not born with this awareness. You have achieved something, you can be proud. But why should I be? I have to be simple. Absolutely, it's the simplest thing. त्यांना हे नाही समजत कितक्या साध्या कशा माताजी काहीतरी तोरा मिळवला पाहिजे मिरवला पाहिजे. Whatever you say, I will do that. Become a little complicated. Well, I'm not so simple as you think. Especially you know that very well. Sankalpa vikalpa karoti. Alright? So be careful. It's all the camouflage.
Faites attention, soyez prudents, parce que cette forme que vous voyez n'est qu'un camouflage.
So well done.
Yes, madam. Well, still, what should we be proud of? Because even that by which we please you comes from you.
You see, but what I'm saying, you can at least feel that you have achieved something, isn't it? Something achieved, isn't it? If that means pride. Pride comes because you achieve something in life. Here I have not achieved anything whatsoever.
I understand.
See, if I have to be proud, I can be proud of my surgeries. But they themselves have achieved, so they are more proud than me. How can I be more proud than them? But good to have pride. There's a difference between vanity and pride. Pride means you have achieved really something and you're proud of it. And vanity means you have achieved nothing and you are proud.
Il y a une différence entre la fierté et la vanité. La fierté, c'est que vous avez vraiment réalisé quelque chose et vous en êtes fier. Et la vanité, c'est que vous n'avez absolument rien fait et que vous êtes fier quand même.
Pare, दोघं pare. त्याला आपलं हे बघा ना. Just came and slept here. Yes. They don't need, they are in that state. so they can feel it. You see.
I'm asking him to come up if he's
Huh?
tired. I'm asking him to come up if he's tired, which is okay.
That's it.
Could it not be that you've earned your position in this
What's
life?
it?
Could it not be that you have earned what you are in this life?
Nothing doing, you see. I've been zero and I'm zero, I will be zero. Absolutely. Nothing.
La question était, ne se peut-il peu que vous avez achevé votre... vous avez progressé jusqu'au niveau où vous êtes. Et Mataji a dit, il n'en est pas question. Zéro j'étais, zéro je suis, zéro je serai.
Well, I wish to know something about compassion and charity. If it's correct, like a good understanding, good interpreting, did you have said to somebody that it's not essential, it's not necessary to the faire de l'aide humanitaire, and why?
Okay. He would like to know the difference between compassion and charity, because he heard that you suggested that humanitarian actions are not necessarily good.
No. I didn't say they are not good, but that is, see what I'm saying, that when you become realized, say what I am now, say I cure somebody, supposing, so-called. So what do? I just put my hand, a person gets cured, alright? Now I didn't cure him, nothing of the kind. What happens? He is part and parcel of my being. Who is the other? When there is no feeling of other, then there is compassion. It just flows. It's part and parcel within yourself that you cure someone. Because something within you is suffering, you just cure it. It's for yourself, you don't do it for others. There's nobody the other. Who is the other? This is compassion.
La réponse de Mataji est ceci, c'est que la compassion, c'est lorsque, non, vous n'aidez pas autrui, mais vous avez un tel sens de la solidarité qu'en fait, autrui qui souffre est vraiment vous-même, que vous ne le faites pas pour l'autre comme une aide, l'ego intervient, mais vous le faites pour vous-même. Et ceci, c'est la compassion.
And the basis of charity is wrong, because somebody is the other.
Et la base de la charité, c'est faux dans le sens qu'on a développé, parce qu'on considère l'autre comme autre, comme séparé.
Like we have one lady in India who has now received a Padma Shri or something.
Red Cross?
Red Cross. She's received the highest, some Nobel Prize or something. I don't know.
Teresa.
All right. Yes. Now this lady, if you see her, you'll be amazed. She's beyond redemption, I tell you. She's so hot-tempered. Wow. You can't talk to her. She gives such hot vibrations, her kundalini is frozen down. And she gets a Nobel Prize. What she does? She collects money from people, gets some poor people in the house, keep them there. They die, so-called under her care. All right. That is not God's job. That's your job. That's human being's job. You have created poverty. You have created problem. Why did the English went to India? Why did they go to India to rule us? We have become poor now. We better pay for it. Are English willing to pay for what they have done? To rectify? On the contrary, they don't even allow Indians to come down here. You see? Who has done this? Who has created the poverty? It is you, the human beings. You better correct it yourself. God has nothing to do with it. And then you develop egos. Oh, we have done this charity. We have brought this. Forefathers of this Madam Teresa only did all this in Bengal. That's why people are poor, and now this woman is taking the credit for it. She has nothing in her. She is absolutely a hot pan, Little water you pour on her, she'll dissolve. Very hot tempered. She made such a fuss one day when I was traveling by plane. You can't imagine. She was jumping from here to there, there to there. She stopped the plane, she did everything, she wanted the front seat because she was Madam Teresa. That time she didn't have a Nobel Prize. And there were 2-3 sick people who were traveling, but she wouldn't listen. I was in the same plane, horrible. I said, who is this horrible woman? She said, I am Mother Teresa. He said, whatever mother you may be, but these people are sick and you better sit at the back because this seat is reserved for her. And she wouldn't allow the plane to. Such a ego-oriented woman.
But they do good works, Mother. They
What?
do good works.
So-called. First you create a problem and then do it and then have Nobel Prizes for that. Alright? And then be satisfied you have done great jobs. I tell you, only because she's a Catholic she has got this Nobel Prize thing. This is absolutely menial job. It's menial, like Shudra. This is Shudra Samstha.
C'est un travail dont Mataji a parlé de Marie-Thérèse, de Mère Teresa, qu'elle a rencontrée dans un avion et qui a fait une histoire incroyable parce qu'elle voulait s'asseoir au premier rang alors qu'au premier rang c'était réservé pour des gens malades et qu'elle enguirlandait tout le monde et que Mataji qui était derrière dans l'avion se demandait mais enfin qui est cette bonne femme épouvantable, qu'elle a des vibrations très chaudes. Ce que Mataji dit c'est que si vous regardez la pauvreté en Inde et vous regardez historiquement l'Inde, c'est un pays qui est extraordinairement riche dans l'histoire. Au 15e, 16e siècle, ça c'est moi qui élabore un peu, et c'est le résultat de la colonialisation qui a appauvri l'Inde. Alors maintenant, d'abord, vous créez la pauvreté, ensuite vous venez pour soi-disant réparer la pauvreté, et vous recevez encore un prix Nobel pour faire cela. C'est de l'ego, c'est rien que de l'ego. Et puis le travail qu'elle fait, c'est du travail absolument génial et servile. Elle nettoie des... Enfin bref.
It's a collective sin.
C'est un...
It's a collective sin, you see? Collective sin. No, colonization is a collective sin.
Yes. Mais elle parle de la colonisation.
Colonization is a collective sin, all right?
Colonization is a collective sin. Oui, c'est pour ça.
All right. It's a collective sin. Now when you committed a sin and whatever the wages of the sin are, to rectify it you form another organization out of which one person goes and helps those people. All right? When you help them and then the same organization gives her a Nobel Prize. It's a big joke going on. You see the point?
La colonisation est un péché collectif. Alors d'abord, vous commettez ce péché, ensuite vous créez une organisation qui vous décrète un prix Nobel pour remédier aux conséquences de ce que vous avez fait.
All the colonization
You
books
see,
are getting
who
upset.
asked them? Who asked these Spaniards to go and completely finish all these South Africans and South Americans?
Qui a demandé aux Espagnols d'aller en Amérique du Sud et d'exterminer tous les Incas, les Mayas et tous les Indiens?
See, and now, you see, it is such a drama. This is like, you see, you have a, what you call that, a climax and an anti-climax, you see. It's like this. It's built in. First of all, you have the climax of destruction and then an anti-climax.
C'est comme un drame. D'abord, vous avez l'apogée, ensuite vous avez le nadir.
What is there to help? Only the spirit is to be helped.
Aider la manifestation de l'esprit, c'est tout.
That's God's work.
Ceci est l'œuvre divine.
I asked somebody why the Christians took to missionary work. So they told me that when Christ was to be crucified, before that Mary Magdalene brought some expensive oil, wanted to anoint his feet with that. And this Peter the Great, you see, he said that why do you want to waste this precious oil on his feet? Why not give it to the poor? So Christ said, these poor are forever, means that's a headache forever, all right? But I am for a short time. That means spiritual life is for a short time. That doesn't mean by any chance that you have to make poor suffer. It doesn't mean by any chance. But you create poverty and disparities and you try to correct them is your own game, is the game of human beings. What has nothing to do with it. It has no spiritual significance, I mean to say. Can you explain?
Mataji a relaté l'épisode où Marie-Madeleine oint les pieds du Christ avec une huile précieuse. Et à ce moment, Judas, Pierre, à ce moment, Pierre a dit mais pourquoi dépenser tout cet argent? Et le Christ a dit pourquoi ne pas donner l'argent aux pauvres? Et le Christ a dit moi je suis là pour un temps très court, les pauvres vous les aurez toujours. Ceci veut dire que la vie spirituelle est ce sur quoi il faut vraiment mettre en attention, la pauvreté étant un problème pérennial qui se manifestera pour toujours dans les sociétés humaines parce que nous créons des inégalités que nous essayons de compenser, ce jeu ne cesse jamais.
Sahaja Yoga is going to work out for the people of middle path. Neither for the very rich, they are already doomed forever, and nor for the very poor, which may be saved later.
Sahaja Yoga est pour les gens middle class.
That's an abuse in English language, you see.
C'est pour les gens qui sont au milieu. Ni trop riches, par cela sont définitivement condamnés, ni trop pauvres, ceux-là seront sauvés plus tard, mais ceux qui sont juste au milieu.
In India, middle class means the class which looks after the virtues, looks after the values, looks after all the traditions of the country. That is the middle class. Is the most precariously placed class is middle class in India. But this is a funny country. I ask them why middle class is so bad, because they don't pay their taxes. In India, the rich don't pay the taxes. How can the middle class cannot pay the taxes? Most of them are bureaucrats and the government takes away the taxes before they get their pay. I don't know why this idea of middle class is existing here. Here the kings and the queens had no morality. Who would like to be of their category? I don't understand. But this is what it is. They have condemned somebody as middle class. I don't know why they condemn. Poor middle class is the one which is trying to keep all the traditions of the world.
La classe moyenne, dit Mataji, celle qui essaie de garder les traditions, la vertu de la société. Et cette classe moyenne, on la déprécie par snobisme.
But, so it is for the middle path. Like the river flows in the center, and when it is increased in size, it engulfs both the sides in it. So maybe some rich might come, like Rajesh has now joined us, or somebody like that. May come some rich people, may be there. But it is the poor who will be helped the most of all with Sahaja Yoga later on, because they don't have to pay for their curing, they don't have to have problems with money. Once yoga is established, Shema will be established, like that. So many things can be done.
J'ai dit que bon, il peut y avoir des gens très riches qui viennent à Sahaja Yoga, mais ce seront des exceptions. Ce qui se passera surtout, c'est que Sahaja Yoga se développera dans les classes moyennes et aidera aussi les classes pauvres, parce que lorsque le yoga est établi, le bien-être matériel suit.
I'll give you an example of Moreshwar's father, Patil. He was a poor man and he came to Sahaja Yoga, he got his realization. And then every time he used to bring a very nice garland for me all the way from Kalwa, which is about 10 miles away from Bombay. So I told him, why do you spend so much money every time for a garland? He said, Mother, with your grace, now I'm well off. I was amazed. Then he told me that he had a plot of land which he was using for tilling and all that, which was not yielding much price to him. But one day a rich man came to him and he said that this soil is very good now, and if you can allow me to use this clay, I can make nice bricks. And he has started paying me for that clay.
Mataji raconte un exemple de cette bénédiction au niveau matériel. Quelqu'un qui était très pauvre venait toujours la voir avec des guirlandes de fleurs très chères. Mataji lui a dit, pourquoi achètes-tu des guirlandes si chères? Il lui a dit, Mère, depuis que vous m'avez donné ma réalisation, je ne suis plus pauvre. Il avait un terrain en friche et quelqu'un est venu qui ne lui rapportait rien, quelqu'un est venu qui a dit que cette terre était très bonne pour faire des briques et maintenant il lui paye donc cette terre et il a fait de l'argent comme ça.
As Krishna said, Yogakshema Vahamyam, see this grand place that you have got, the hotel you had, the big, can you forget all these things? What you got? Out of nothing. Somebody told me today, this ambassador, that his daughter is educating herself and she's staying in YMCA where the food is wretched, and the room is to be shared. There's no bathrooms at all, few bathrooms, it's terrible condition, and she has to pay 30 pounds per week. 30 pounds per week. Can you imagine? Count your blessings one by one. May God bless you all. So I'll take your leave because I have to discuss these things and then I have to go home. Alright? Bara, Mata, तुम्ही असं करा आपला पत्ता इथे तुम्ही for this place. Mr. What's his name is? Nicholas, where are you? How is your Swadhisthana now? Better? Alright. So you give the address and everything to him. Now those people who may write, would like to write to me, should take down the address of Mr. Pawar from the notice board and should write to him if you have any idea of arranging any program this year or next year, whatever it is. Alright, so you take his address, all of you. Will you please take down his address and contact him? I have given him already the idea that one of the weekdays he can come here and teach dancing to people in this hall, one of the days when it is suitable to you and to him. And we can call people from outside here, we can advertise also so that a contact and a rapport is established. And he can charge them what he wants and he can teach them. Only for Sahajogis he may give some concession. Of course you are not going to start dancing, are you? All the people under 10 should join, otherwise we will have a headache. This sound Really? He says all of you can learn dancing.
At time, in Guyana, I had 3 generations learning at one time.
Awesome.
3 generations.
Father, son,
grandfather and grandmother, then daughter, and the grandfather. All 3 generations.
Alright. Then those who want to join can join him also here. He'll find out a suitable timing. So you write it down, telephone to him, find out from him, and then we can advertise outside also for other people to come here. Alright? And whatever are his charges, we are going to pay him as the tradition of Sahajogis is. Those who want to learn. What? Are you thinking, David Prowl?
We're having a trio, Mother, yes. And the Gregoire as well.
There are 2 actresses at Alright, whatever it is, he is willing to do it. And there is one Mr. Misraji who can teach you tabla if you want. We can ask him also to come and teach you tabla. There's another one I met was Amzad Ali kind of.
Arshad.
Huh?
Arshad.
Arshad Ali, who was playing the violin, he may teach you something.
Sorry, that's Nawazish Ali.
Nawazish Ali, the one who was playing violin, we can contact him also. He's a nice young man. As airport वर भेटले ते भावाला गेला ते 10 तारखेला त्याचा प्रोग्राम बघायचा होता कसं काय येता येईल. Like that, so you can learn from them also. All right? So may God bless you. आपण आमचं खोली बिली बघा थोडी आणि मग त्याच्यानंतर आपला पत्ता या इथे शेजारी आहे. तुम्ही पत्ता बित्ता द्या है ना. या नाही मी इथे जरा ह्यांना भेटते ना त्यांच्याशी प्रोग्राम करते आपण